first step on our Compare and Contrast Artistic Thinking worksheet is to choose 2 art pieces. Now you can do this online or you can do it using a paper copy. If you'd prefer a paper copy at home, please just let me know. Otherwise, you can go to the Elementary Distance Learning website and click on this button right here that says Artwork. And it will lead you to a few different pairs of art pieces that you can compare and contrast. Underneath each is going to have the artist's name, the title, which is normally italicized on this page. It's going to have the year it was made, and it's going to have what it was made out of. For my example, I will be using these 2 pieces. I'll be using Color Study, Squares with Concentric Circles, and Tableau 1. So if I go back here, I can see that my first step is I have to put the artwork's name here. Now, if you choose not to use the examples on this page, that's just fine, but you need to also make sure that you not just only put the title of the piece, but the artist's name, so that I know what art piece you're looking at. But since I'm using an example on the page, I can just put the title. And I can just copy and paste, but you'll be writing. The reason I'm using it online is so that it's easier for you to see. And then my second one's title, Tableau 1. Now comes the thinking part. We have to look at the differences between these 2 pieces and what they have in common. So I like to start with the similarities just to make my life a little bit easier. So I'm going to go back and I'm going to look at them and think, what do they have in common? And I can tell right away that they're both kind of broken up with like these square type shapes. They're not perfect squares, but they're broken up. So it's not like this is one complete picture and this is broken up. They're both broken up. So that's the first thing I'm going to write here, is that they're both broken up with squares. And then I just have to make that a little bit smaller so it stays inside the right spot. And you know what? I think there's probably some more that they have in common. So I'm looking over here. And I can see that this one has red, yellow, and blue, which are our primary colors. And so does this one, red, yellow, and blue. So I'm going to go back over here. And then they both have red, yellow, and blue primary colors. Now I'm going to look at my differences. So what does Color Study have that Tableau 1 doesn't? So looking at that, I can already tell Color Study has these circle things, okay? Tableau 1 has no circles in it. It's all nice straight lines. So over here, one of the big differences is circle type shapes. They're not perfect circles, so I'm just going to call them circle type shapes. Then if I go back, I can see this one has more than just the primary colors. It's got some orange, some green, some purple, some like tealish color down here. So I'm going to say has more than primary colors. Because this one doesn't have more than, this one has just black and white besides that. And I'm going to look back, and is there anything else that's different? Let's see here. I could talk about how this one's kind of a rectangular shape, and this one's a square. So the canvas is rectangular. Tangle. And over here, since I just made that, I can put it here. Canvas is a all right, so now I'm going to look over here and see what Tableau 1 has that Color Study doesn't. And right off the bat, I can tell you that Tableau 1 has lots of white. It's mostly white. So I'm going to put that on here. Whereas this one over here has lots of colors. This one doesn't have a lot of colors. All right. And looking at this one, I can also see how this one's broken up using solid black lines. This one's not really, it's broken up, but it's not broken up with lines like this one is. So I'm gonna say, uses solid black lines to break up the picture. And I've already talked about how this one's like a square canvas and this one isn't. So that is how you're going to complete your compare and contrast. You're going to find things that they have in common, that that are similarities, and you're going to find things that are different between the two. Something that art piece 1 has that art piece 2 doesn't have, and vice versa. And that is all you've got to do.